Hi, everybody. I'm coming to you today, Tuesday, March 31st, from the great outdoors of Staunton, Illinois. Sitting on my porch, enjoying the sun, and I hope you have the opportunity to get out of the house and get some vitamin D today. So, tomorrow, we're going to be headed back to the 1950s. The curriculum is going to proceed apace since now it looks like the shutdown for us will be somewhat extended. And so we're headed, and there will be an email. Yes, beep to you too, sir. There will be an email coming out tomorrow. I'm going to go into work, send out some emails, update all the grades. We do have 6 grades for fourth quarter already. Some of you have done literally nothing, which is a concern, of course. And there was an assignment in Monday's video that will be used to improve your grade. So over the last week or two, any grade I take can be used to improve your grade, but cannot be used to hurt your grade. So when you see those grades published tomorrow for the regular U.S. history classes, if you're one of those people who has turned in literally nothing so far, which was Century of the Common Man, the haiku, the World War II test, then you're going to need to somehow email those to me at kbaker at ecusd7.org or do the assignments that are up here on these videos. It will take 10 assignments for the AP and honors classes to equal the grades that we have so far in class, and it will take 8 of those assignments for the regular U.S. history classes to equal those grades. So today is a bit of context before we head back to the regular curriculum. In the email that you'll receive tomorrow, there will be an update about the websites you can go to watch videos that do a variety of things for those of you taking the AP U.S. history test. I want to take a moment and talk to those people and families who are involved with the AP test. Don't bail out. I think that the plan is to test the first 75% of the curriculum, which we have largely covered. It would be helpful certainly to watch the newest videos that will be created about the civil rights movement. Those might be included. But once we get to Carter, Nixon, Carter, it is unlikely those will appear on the AP test. So most of the content has been delivered at this point, and I think you're all fully capable of taking the test. I do not advise you to bail out of it because it's going to be an at-home test. It's going to be on your own laptop at the time prescribed. I'll send a link for this new schedule. You can get all this at the AP College Board website, and I hope you do. I hope you take the time to check that out and confirm that you are, in fact, prepared to take this test. You've already written the check. Whether they've cashed it or not, I don't know, but don't contact the counselors yet. I got an email today saying that the counselors will contact you. There will be an email about how to drop, when to drop, because the College Board has been limited in its contact to schools so far. In fact, the schools have done much more for students than to contextualize what's going to happen for the schools. And that's probably because once you've signed up, then it's you and the College Board now. The schools are largely removed from the process. But if you have questions about the curriculum, in fact, in that packet I provided you, you have so many examples of long essay questions, short essay questions, DBQs, and you've got an exhaustive list of all the items that are testable. I mean, you literally have everything with you already, and it's just up to you. Put in the time. What else you doing? You might as well take that test, get college credit, and get a little bit ahead. Save yourself some money in the future. I highly encourage you to take the AP test. I know how they're written. I am aware of how I taught it and the quality of content, the volume of content that was delivered. It's pretty complete. So now it's on you to prepare, and I think you can do that. So let's contextualize some stuff for all the classes now. This is for everybody, not just those taking the AP test, because at some point we are going to be asked to to deliver to you some sort of assessment that you're going to complete for the semester. I don't know if we'll be going back, but you should be prepared. These videos are to prepare you for whatever happens at the end of our school year. And the end of our school year might look like me giving you an email that has an actual multiple choice test. That's not my preference. I don't want to do that. A long essay question, which I highly prefer. For the AP students, it would be maybe the fourth quarter DBQ, which we use as a summative assessment. It would be some kind of big picture question that we've dealt with, or that we will deal with at least in the fourth quarter. And if you know someone else who is in Mr. Baker's U.S. history classes at any level, please contact them and encourage them to actually be watching these videos. There will come a time in the near future where you actually are held responsible for the content of these videos, and that'll start tomorrow. So put the word out. I'll send an email home to everybody. So let's contextualize the beginning of period 4 real quick. For those of you who are taking the AP test. For those of you who are in the regular U.S. history classes, bye. I've only got like 3 minutes left. But I just want to point out that, but come back tomorrow. So for the rest of you, I want to point out that when we write either on the AP test, for the DBQs, LEQs, SEQs, in whatever way, we have to remember that there are multiple valid historical perspectives. And when on the AP test, when you're asked about those perspectives, I'd like to take a minute and talk about one of the odder moments in history, and that's the period 4 content, which talks about all those individuals: Benjamin Banneker, Phyllis Wheatley, Webster, Noah Webster, just an accumulation of individuals that don't seem to fit together. It's almost like, here's a piece of information, it's just the way it is. And there's no real structure, except that I called it an American identity, crafting an American identity. So in this section, after we become a country, the Americans create a larger accessibility to suffrage. It's no longer land-owning males, it's now adult white males. All adult white males have the opportunity to vote. And so this is not a perspective you're going to find vocalized a lot of places. But one of the challenges was there were a lot of people coming into this nation. And the elites who had the opportunity to create the government felt themselves overwhelmed numerically. So they had to increase the number of people with whom they shared power in order to control those with whom they did not share power. And so your curriculum is interested in showing you Benjamin Banneker, who was an African-American who laid out, the streets for Washington, D.C., Phyllis Wheatley, who was an immigrant who eventually became a notable poet and a missionary, in showing you a variety of people who don't fit the mold. And if Americans can find a couple examples and hold them up and say, here's an example of a minority, a woman, an immigrant, who did a great thing. See, aren't we inclusive? Well, it's data scatter, largely. Our patterns in history have been demonstrated to be pretty consistent. There is an effort to restrict power to certain groups that consider themselves elites. And in the American antebellum South, those elites simply have to be white. They could be poor, but they have a power-sharing arrangement whereby the elites, as you know, do something to create obligation, and then they are rewarded with votes so that they can stay in power. And those votes come from poor white males who perpetuate a system of their own poverty to retain some form of political and social power over enslaved African Americans. So the nature of American society over time has been one in which our power-sharing agreement has always expanded. And the challenge today is to identify those over whom power is expressed. And it could be in different dimensions, socially, politically, economically. I just want to expand the way you're thinking across the curriculum today. The questions that you're going to see require a broader interpretation. You may use specific examples from the time period in the question. You may use examples from outside that time period, although they would be weaker used like that. But just consider that across our history, our American identity has largely been crafted through inclusive groups and exclusive groups. Who do you include in your group that has the power? Who do you exclude from your group that has the power? And that challenge is largely what we're talking about across our whole curriculum. Hope that made sense. Want to wish you the very best of luck today as you try to get out of the house. And I got to tell you, I kind of enjoy doing this on the porch. You may see some more of this in the future. And I'll probably do it in the mornings so that I can keep the evenings for myself. Because, I've been doing these at night and because I'm playing video games otherwise. So stay safe, isolate yourself, and contact me if you have any questions or if you have a meme of some sort. Either way, stay in contact. See you tomorrow.